If you have not seen episode 12, season 2 of Walking Dead, please do not watch this. Spoiler alert. Yo everybody, this is Scowry, and this is a Walking Dead episode 12.
Episode 12 discussion.
Yeah, and this is
John Alex's
Feehily.
housemate.
Yeah, and we're just going to have a discussion of what happened in the episode and everything. So we're going to start with the start of the episode. We last seen Dale getting killed, so spoilers alert first, spoilers alert.
You just said anyway.
Then it went on from that, it went straight to Lowry coming over to Shane, talking about him, like they're just being friends or like forgetting about everything that happened.
Yeah.
We seen like he's like his eyes welling up, and like you could see like he was like emotional about what she just said.
Yeah, I thought he was actually going to try to shift her and he'd ruin his chances.
Yeah.
I was like, don't do it. I wouldn't put it past that slut to dive into him.
And that wouldn't be the first one.
No.
And then then it went and then it went to Rick talking to Carol in the barn, saying about because he was like being a little bitch, like, oh, it's my fault Dale's dead, even though it fucking was, and they should have given him a big clout on the ear.
Yeah.
Like,
that I actually spoiled that for you earlier today.
Yeah.
When I mentioned it, but it wasn't a spoiler. But I did mention that, like, what kind of parent like says you set a zombie loose by taunting it, and then it went and ripped the innards out of a man?
Yeah.
It's not your fault, son. It's not your fault.
And then this is when we seen the insane Shane.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
He started breathing really heavy. He sounded like a stalker, like calling up a woman, breathing down the phone. Like, it was actually like that. I kind of thought that I was reminiscent of that.
He looked really demonic.
Yeah,
like, he's like just staring at Randall like, I want to kill you.
Randall's a prisoner. Obviously, people who are watching this are going to know if they're into Walking
Dead.
Yeah. But just in case.
And the reason I'm only doing this one is because it's probably the best episode so far. I think
we should have been doing this from the start though, because we actually always do this. We'll all sit down and talk about Walking Dead, and then he takes Randall out into the woods, and I think we're going to come out and say break his neck. Yeah,
it like you don't see what happens. It's just like there's a tree here, and behind the tree, like say John is Shane, he'd move behind the tree, and then you just hear a noise, and then you don't want Shane comes out. Then he looks really weird. He goes up, he smashes his head off the tree, and then he goes back to the camp
to make it look like Randall attacked him. But
so Daryl and Glenn go out looking to the right side, and then Rick and Shane go to the left to look for Randall, because they all think, but everyone but Shane thinks that Randall's gone like away with a gun and he's armed.
You see a zombie walking, and I knew when I seen it that was Randall.
Yeah.
But that also hinted at one of the things I think a lot of the fans were asking about was, if you die, do you just become a zombie? Yeah.
Pretty much, it's airborne. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Then we see the final scene. This is what made the episode amazing, in my opinion.
Oh my god!
Is to see Rick keeps asking Shane questions like about what happened with Randall. He's like, "So you got hit with the rock?" He's saying, "He's like, that's what happened." And then Rick's like, You see the massive hill, moon up here, really dim lit, and you just see the two of them. And then Rick just turns around with Shane behind him and he just goes, "So this is where you're gonna do it?" And then Shane pulls out his gun, and he's like, "Your boy's weak.
Yeah,
your woman's broken."
What did he expect? But I thought, well, at least Rick once again proved that he's not a fucking idiot, and to believe him. Like, it ends with Rick managing to somehow talk to Shane. He goes, "Here, I'll give you my gun."
Yeah.
And I noticed that his hand was going to the back, and I was like, shit. And he hands Shane the gun, right? Shane grabs the gun, and then Rick just stabs him. Yeah, it's brilliant, because he just hands him the gun and then he just goes right into his chest, and I was like, oh.
We
should definitely put spoilers in the heading. Because well, obviously we've talked
I was like, oh man, this is amazing. And then he's on the ground, Rick's crying and everything, and then Carl sees him. Why the fuck was he out there?
He was standing at the window with binoculars and he could see the field, and I was like, that was a pointless scene.
Oh yeah.
But then,
and it showed Shane like flashbacks of like zombies eating stuff.
Yeah.
And then Shane became a zombie.
Yeah.
And became a walker.
Which confirmed
the airborne.
That it's airborne.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know, it looks like Carl is going to shoot Rick.
Yeah. And he's pointing like Carl will be here, and then Rick could be here, and he's like pointing the gun right at him, but Shane is back here behind him, so it looks like he's pointing right at Rick. And I was like, don't shoot him, you dick.
I was like, I wouldn't put it past that little rat child Carl, because he's been nothing from the last 2 episodes.
Clinging on to Shane.
He's been a pain in the hole, clinging to Shane, but he's also been a pain in the ass, and he's just been causing problems.
Yeah.
He's not been productive.
Do it, Dad.
But to be fair, he had accurate as fuck
yeah,
shot.
Headshot Shane behind Rick.
Like, that's his first time shooting a zombie, and he nailed it. I mean, hopefully that means he's not going to be such a bitch. It's good to see him step up. And
then what we see is a load of zombies looking up after he shoots the gun. And it's like, like not even a horde. Like just an army of zombies. It zooms out of the hill and it's just the woods are filled with fucking walkers.
Yeah, I tweet about Walking Dead as it happens.
Twitter name John.
Twitter name at John Feehily, and I was just like, it's going to end on a cliffhanger. And as soon as I hit send, it showed the first few zombies in the woods looking around, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god.
Well, yeah, that's the fucking episode, I guess.
Yeah. Next time we'll try to have, I suppose, more bullet points of what to talk about, because I was just like, let's just do a video review, and we just got up and did it now. So next time it'll probably be more concise.
The next episode is the last episode, so we're gonna have to do a really good review, and it's gonna be an amazing episode. Yeah, because it's the last one till this is the end of season 2, so they have to make it epic.
Yeah, I'll be making a proper YouTube account because I forgot my username.
Yeah,
a long time ago, but I will be.
Link be in description.
Yeah, whenever it occurs.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it.
That's it. And good night, everybody. And see you next week for episode 13, end of season 2. Scowry out, and
I'll come up with a username, and then I'll be going by that. But for now, Jonna, good luck.
Alright, later, yo.